They can't they want money, but we not touch them. Pipe on them and tell them. Say people business are leaving. Hallelujah. Can we sing that song and go on? Come musician. Give me everything to party every so. Everybody. Hallelujah. Big up Jesus. Big up Jesus. Say people business and leave it alone. Everybody. Hallelujah. Must wait to Jesus by night. What a hallelujah. High. David kill Uriah, Vicky, Lord. Hallelujah. I hear you. Oh Jesus, me no hear no voice at all. Hallelujah. God bless. I want to big up all the minister that minister tonight. They do an excellent job. And you people have to keep on the prayer. Thank you for the support. Hey! All of the people support the CD, them downstairs. All of the people, all of the singers, them have CD. And people now produce gospel music. So, whenever support it, then we can do new songs. So buy a CD, man. If you have it already, buy it and give somebody at the workplace for a gift. And they have a special deal if you buy the 3 album. I'm coming down. Big up the musician, then one rehearsal and then do a good job. Holy mountain now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. In this life, me trial were many. Some of the time them we know say be a fire that they know. So no go say we people no go sing it like all me sing it. Here in a feet. Yeah, can't be a foreign people there. Me have been Jamaica from my jersey, so me I sing the Jamaica way. And sometime me foot them get weary. Oh, and they feel like I would stumble. I know them are gonna see so. Me know them are gonna say fall. But sometimes when my problem come in a fall, you know me know. And they feel like I would stumble and drop a grave. Me know myself. But the jail to lands and leave me. I wish some people that just feel the presence of God tonight. Some people just shout out and walk up your mouth and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But the jail to lands that leave me. Put up your hand and say, leave me, Jesus. It's the hand that lead me steady. You see, a whole heap of some millions, house, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Put up on hand tonight and say, Jesus, give me grace that I would make it after all. Can you walk me about and sing? And after all, it's like just we are man. Just we are man. We are man. We are man. We are man. We Hallelujah. I am giving you warning. Warning. A new day is coming. Get ready to worship Jesus. I am giving you warning. What am I supposed to put up there? Worship. Jesus Christ is in the air. Love it tonight, the mighty man of God. Somebody big up Jesus.
And a good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points, yeah?
God is my We have something.
We're ending the week special, yeah?
You are the one that tonight. Say one that cocoa. Hi. If you're living in a glass also. Can we say it again? Tonight? Again, tell them. If you're living in a glass also. Hi. Fund them, Jesus. Tell them. If you can't take glory, don't you? Some people don't want to sing the song tonight, but we have done out everything that is not of God. Everything that is not of God, we have done it out tonight. What are we not churches of their word now? Are you fast asleep? Rise and dream. What are we doing? What are we doing? Of their word now. Are you fast asleep? Rise and dream. There's amazing God you see. Worship Jesus high. Put your lamp, but you carry no. Hallelujah. Put your lamp, but you carry no. You hook up your lamp, but you carry no high. You hook up your lamp, but you carry no. Hallelujah. Bridegroom come, and you shut your door. Put up on the right hand. Put it up. One right hand. Jesus. Oh, Lord, take it up. I don't hear you. Turn it up. One right hand. Oh, Lord, take it up. One more time. Say. One right hand. Jesus. One way. Oh, Lord. Let me know that I will tell them. Hold your word, God. They might hold your word. Make some noise to Jesus. Make some noise to Jesus.
Yes, indeed, folks. And of course, Talking Points, we are live on the YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on We Noise Radio 91.5 all there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade. Hope that you're having a fabulous night, bro, and everything is going all well and okay for you. See, I just had to turn quite a bit to watch back and make sure Wade and them good day And I had to turn so to make sure. Yeah. One of these days, we're going to show you what inside the Talking Point studio look like, and you're all going to realize what I go through on a nightly basis inside. Yeah. My goodness. Good night to you, Joyce, down there in Trinidad. And let me see who's on the Facebook. We're going Facebook first tonight. Yeah, let's see who's on the Facebook. Cynthia B, that's the first name I jump on when I reach there. Right, nice. Linda Imelda Francois. Good night to you, my dear. John Mark, Tegua, Errol Bonaparte, Susan Steele, Shirley Lacrette, and Teresa Gill, Esther Peters, Yvonne Courtney, Peter Stryker, Lois, good night to you, bro. And Kathleen Jones, Donna Langdon, Dixie and Victor, Julius Bowen, good night to you. Bernadette Joseph, Jill Williams, Errol Bonaparte, Devon Haywood, Kishon McSween, good night to you, Mr. McSween. And Landon Jane, I showed you already, but just in case. Diana Romney, Winnie Simon, good night to you. Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire, give me a call, Nurse Wendy Ann. I'm waiting on your call. In fact, let me, yeah, I see now waiting on your call, and I had yeah, let me make sure I had the line up and think, you see, WhatsApp line down again. So now I had to shut, well, it ain't even shutting down for me to restart it. So I've got to fix the WhatsApp line. I'll go fix it in a little bit. Nice. Yeah. So let me see. Yes, I was at Nurse McGuire. Good night to you. And let me see who else is there. Rachel Mona Alexander. Louisa Williams. Cicely Celestine. Leslie James. Good night to you on the Facebook. And I see Samantha Day. She's there. McLean Mitchell is there. Lynn Joseph is there. Enid Dakota, good night to you. And Gillian Prescott, yeah, good night to you as well. Charmaine Ragbasing, Charmaine, my dupes, what's up? John Henry, Vilma Buckmeyer, Blossom Lewis, good night to you. Dr. Julie Dubois, a special good night to you. Cuz Kathy Gilbert Levan, I see you today. Eh? That's all I have to say. I see you today. Nice, right. Wallan Akwat, good night. Shami Joseph, Shami, what's up with you? Yeah, good night. Hope everything is going okay. Maureen Samuel, Glenda John, Sherms Houston, Velma Pascal, Leroy St. Paul. A special good night to each and every one for you. Lyndon Fatman George. Yeah, watch Nile, and then that hot boy inside here does be cool and all. Inside here does be cold when it's ready, you know, man. Yeah, so, you know, well, yeah, watch. I know what I go do, you know. I go organize a special hat. I go organize one for you. Nice? Good. Let me see who is on the, let me see who's on the YouTube tonight. Sherma Jeremiah. Sherma, how is Zayla? Good night to you. Lisha Abraham, Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, Vanessa Lalji, Osbert James, good life. Francis George, Rosalind Jones, Moko Joseph, Kathleen Ledlow. Hey, Michelle. What's up, Michelle? And Zoe. I ain't calling my next friend name. And not Alan Jones. What's up, bro? I know you're listening. Moko Joseph, Kathleen Ledlow, Deborah Laborde, Hillary Joseph, Michelle Alexander, Osbert James, Jesse Seri, April Fletcher, Lorna Lolo Williams, Matthew Bowen. I see you there, Faithlin Hallie Douglas, Eliza Bernard, Claude Abraham, Cindy Thomas, Ruth Chitterman. Ruth, what's up? Jillian Noel, Brother Adrian, what's good night to you? And Dennis Sandy, I see you. Patrick Frank, Phyllis Mitchell, Gemma Warwood, Cynthia Bartholomew, Sky, good night to you, Sky. Sherma Alexander, we have a lot of Shermas around there. Red Girl Pascal, Marian James, Errol Bonaparte, Alistair Andrews, Clive Raymond, Victor Andrew Mavis Mitchell, Veronica, Lois Alexander, Stephanie John, good night to you and the home circle. Ashma Charles, good night. Haro, good night to you, bro. Haro, I hope everything is going well. Shirley and James, Jocelyn Matheson, and Andrews, Veronica Plenty, Agatha Williams, Bernadette Joseph, Merle, oh, wait, I kind of skipped some with it, boy. Ron Julian, good night to you. Tessa McFarlane, Hermione Calise, Dominic Antoine, Chris London, Miriam Bowen, Kireen Hazard. I thought it was another Kireen that was Davy. Tessa McFarlane. Yeah, but them does come in on the fake name and still didn't say nothing. London Gordon, Good night to you, Raphael Williams. Yeah, good night, Gemma James. I am seeing all of you, and I hope that you all are having a wonderful night.
Say your struggle, the right road to choose. I said somewhere over there is food, play water, and defeat.
So a good night to all of you who are locked into Talking Points tonight.
I don't know. Who am I to look for your name now? Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, let me just get the WhatsApp line back up. And Nurse McGuire, yeah, looking forward to hearing from you. I know you've got some information for us on that medical mission that's coming up, and so I believe it is. Yeah, you've got some information. I'm just getting the WhatsApp back up. It's, software and software. So every night, you decide to give in some problems, eh?
How you do? He doesn't do something well. Sign up me name. Sign up me name. Emancipation Park. How are you look for your name now? I have been to the sun.
And folks, the phone lines are open 440-7377 347-329-3101.
I've been on so long.
I realize like next week I had to talk about the trade unions and so, man. I realize I've seen a lot of stuff. I saw Mr. Brian Grimes speaking on several issues affecting workers within the public sector. His wards, the people that he has responsibility for. I saw him speaking in relation to several issues that they are facing. The lack of implementation when it comes to the promise that was made by the present administration in relation to regularization. And remember, they told the public workers they're going to regularize them. You had all the promises that were made on the campaign trail in relation to regularization. Yet still the workers are waiting. Regularization has not shown its face as yet.
What kind of stuff?
Limited numbers of them have been regularized, but nothing close to what they were saying. Remember, they were saying things like, for instance, it's by the stroke of a pen. Yeah.
Oh, God is there with you. How you do?
I do know that prior to that, the New National Party had regularized significant numbers of teachers, yeah?
Singing your hurting now. You waiting for your morning is coming. You can hold.
Not sure what's taking place with my WhatsApp system tonight. I'm trying to get it up and running, but it seems to be giving problems. I don't want to restart the computer. Every now and again it has to be updated though, so it's probably at that stage. But meanwhile, direct lines 440-7377 and 347-329-3101, those are open. This is our final program for this week. We've got a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, caller.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. Go right ahead. I realize the problem still exists, that people are not hearing me. But you
Right.
Yeah.
The voice of one crying in the wilderness. A pleasant good night to each and every one of you. Sheldon, I'm very much concerned still about the people in Carriacou and Pitimatnik. I was picking up some information today, and it is not too nice what I am hearing. The pictures painted by Mr. Andy Williams is very dishonest. I repeat, the pictures that paint by Mr. Andy Williams and also the MP for Carriacou and Pitimatnik that things are going very well. It is very dishonest statement. And to add insult into injuries, when Andy said things are going better in Carriacou and Pitimatnik, comparing that with Union Island, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that is a blatant lie. The people in Carriacou and Pitimatnik are suffering. A matter of fact, Sheldon Scott, there are a lot of things that the Carriacou people want to call and say, but they believe that they are chances of victimization. The question I need to ask, what become of this $118 million, the insurance money that was given to this administration to help the people of Carriacou and Pitimatnik? There are information to suggest that $18 million is headed for Carriacou. Carriacou and Pitimatnik mash up. Carriacou and Pitimatnik is devastated. And finally, Sheldon Scott, the promises that this administration make, we will never see this promise fulfilled. They lie. They wanted us to get into office, and that was the easiest way for Deacon Mitchell and his bunch of frogs to deceive the Grenadian population. And one more thing, Sheldon Scott, before I stop here. I need a Ministry of Health. I need a Ministry of Health in Grenada to go up to Carriacou. And I want you all to look where Mr. Tevin Andrew, under this administration, is building some houses for people to live in Dumfries. I need them right where they excavate the place to build these houses, Sheldon Scott. I need them to take a measuring tape and measure the distance from that site to the garbage dump in Dumfries. The Ministry of Health, go up to Carriacou and take a measurement for where they excavate to build these houses and pull your tape and see if this place are conducive to build house for people to live.
Pastor,
Mr. Tevin Andrew, you is building house on a dump.
Hold a second, Pastor. I think I missed what you said there. I want you to go over that section again.
Sheldon Scott,
I want you to run over it and then run. I want you to go over that section again, take it piece by piece, and come back again.
Yes, sir. I need the Ministry of Health, the same Ministry of Health that will go up to Carriacou to check the mills and wheels. I need the Ministry of Health to go up to Carriacou, and where Tevin Andrew says that he is building the house for Carriacou people, I need the Ministry of Health to take a measuring tape and measure from where they excavate to the dump site in Dumfries and tell me if this place is conducive to build house for people to live. Do they, the MP in Carriacou, are you building the house on the dump site in Dumfries? Are you mad? Sheldon Scott, ask anybody in Carriacou and they will tell you it is not conducive for human being to live there. And what I am saying on the other hand again, the question I need to ask, the $118 million that all you got, are you taking this money and build house for the people that's supposed to get this money to repair their house and come back and rent or sell this house for these people? God have mercy, Sheldon Scott. Have a pleasant night.
All right. Thank you so very much, Pastor. Right, folks. So 440. So the building. So you're saying, because I know that Dumfries is the dump site for Carriacou. One area within Dumfries is the location of, like how we have Perseverance here, their landfill is in Dumfries. So Pastor is saying here that where they have decided that they're going to put some of the houses, because remember, in some instances, people may not be able to return to where they were staying before. You have some instances that they didn't have the proper rights to be where they were, and the proper owner of the property has decided, no, you can't come and build back there, so they have to find another place to put their building. So you have those sort of situations, and you have people who may be seeking housing that maybe didn't even have their own before. So you must have a continuous building program taking place. And from what Pastor is saying here, the area that they're looking at to put that building project is on the Dumpeep, or at least adjacent to the Dumpeep in Dumfries. That's the best they could come up with. They have no land anywhere else. There's no land that you can you can acquire. There's no property that you can negotiate with the owners for. There's nothing, nowhere else in Carriacou you could place these buildings outside of that location. Well, Pastor, what I would say is that talk to one or two of our friends in Carriacou. Get a video for us. You know, we like to, the tape doesn't lie. So let me get the tape and show them. All right? Nice. 440-7377. Right, so I'm trying to get the WhatsApp up again and restart the computer. Let me see if it could behave proper this time, yeah?
Tell me something. He can ride on your star. Everybody, say ride on your. Ride down your star. God is there with you. God is there with you.
And again, what do you all think about people having to pay for the houses? Now, you have people who the place that they were working has been destroyed, so they're not working. They do not have employment. Yeah? They may receive the benefit from NIS. I think it's for 3 months or so. They would receive that benefit. After that, they're pretty much on their own. From after how much months? Right, they're pretty much on their own. They do not have a source of income. They have lost where they were living. It's gone. It's not there. Yeah? They've lost where they were living. And now, the government is about to build these places and so on, but you have to pay for it in the same way that they come and they want to, but it's going to be interesting to know how much they're going to charge for these, because you hear they're speaking about this one could pay a 400 or 500 a month at this age and all that kind of thing. What about the elderly people who have lost their homes? I know people in Carriacou who are in their 80s and 90s and their house gone, disappear. I know many family houses and so traditionally that have been there for decades disappear. And that's where you would go and you would see auntie this, or you'd see nanny this, granny, and you go and see them there, and those places gone. So with that situation, are you going to ask these elderly people to build back, to pay for the house? Are you going to be asking them to pay on a monthly basis for these houses as well? I mean, the question has to be asked, because the impression that we are getting is that, yes, government come in and build some house, and they're busy, we come in and build some house. And when we build these houses, you all are going to have to pay for them. Yeah, that's the impression that we're getting. So I don't know if the impression is a proper impression. Yeah, because we had them already. Okay, folks, the WhatsApp line is up. The WhatsApp line is up. Let me just make sure thing there. Nice, right. The WhatsApp line is up, so you can give us a call on the WhatsApp line. Remember, that's 440-7377. You can give us a call on the WhatsApp line as well. But you see, remember, I spoke, was it during last week? Yes, I spoke about gaslighting. Last week or week before, about gaslighting. About trying to create an alternative reality for people. And we're going to get back to that one. We have a call online. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Nurse Maguire. You're live. Go right ahead.
Sheldon, I can barely hear you. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly. You go ahead.
I'm not hearing you.
Okay, I'm not sure why that is happening tonight, but you go ahead. We're hearing you. Oh, I think this should fix it. You should be hearing me now.
No, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I see where the problem was. You should be hearing me now.
I'm not sure what magic you just did, but I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, I realized where the problem was. Yeah, so you go right ahead. You're live.
Okay, yes. So pleasant good night to everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Wendy Maguire. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I'm also the president of the Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique Nurses Association in New York. We also we abbreviate it because it's a little bit long. So if you hear Grey Carpet, it's the same association.
Okay.
And this association has been in existence for over 45 years.
How much years?
And we have been, for over the years, we have been supplying Grenada with supplies, the hospitals, the clinics, the nursing homes, individual people. We have been supplying them with stuff. So for the 50th, Grenada's 50th anniversary, we have decided to do something beneficial for the Tri-Island state. And we chose to do a medical mission. And that medical mission is going to take place. So the dates we have is October 28th to November 1st. Our objectives will include education on diabetes and wound care, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and cancer. We'll be covering the following topics for cancer: prostate, colon, cervical, breast, and pancreatic. Our team will consist of ophthalmologists, nurse practitioners, registered nurses, and we also wanted to include some of the nurses in Grenada to join us. The ophthalmologist team will be doing cataract and glaucoma surgery. So for persons who are interested, they should visit the eye clinic first, get assessed, and then ask to be put on the list so that by the time we get there, they're on the list and they'll get so whatever surgery, whether it's cataract or glaucoma, they'll get that surgery.
So let me find out something from you, nurse. So for instance, I'm over the age of 40, and I think it's time that I have my prostate exam, as embarrassing as that does be. So you all are offering the prostate exams or just giving information about having prostate exams?
We're just providing education, like the education on like when to get checked. We'll be giving up pamphlets also when to get checked and what signs and stuff to look for, for prostate, for the cancer. So we're going to be covering all of those things, but we won't be checking it because it's not a lot of us and it's a lot to do. So we'll just give like the information so that people will know when they should check it.
Lie on your side, put your leg over your other leg, raise it. Yeah, I remember the procedure.
And listen, I know men because in my training, like I said, I'm a family nurse practitioner, so I covered everything. So in my training, I knew that, the person we had a live person for me to check the prostate, and it was, he was loving it. I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to say why, but he was loving it. But some other men I know would not like it. But I'm just telling the men, I know you're going to be, embarrassed, but you have to do it. I lost my dad to cancer like 7 years ago, prostate cancer. And I'm just saying, that could have been avoided. Okay.
Yeah, I lost my dad to it 19 years ago, this last month gone. So to prostate cancer, because they got it at the late stage, so there wasn't much they could do. Which is why I know that every now and again you have to go and check. Yeah.
I always tell the man, Sheldon, please do it, because when I check back at my Sheldon, it's not easy. When I check back at my dad, and he could have been here, and it's just I think a little true negligence, but that's gone already. You can't cry over spilled milk.
No, but as West Indian men. We don't like people playing around that area. We do not want anybody playing around that area as West Indian men. That's just ingrained in us. It's something you have to kind of cross a mental hurdle to have that done, eh?
And I understand, Sheldon, we have men like that. Like, for example, sometime last month, I went to visit, because I do in-house visit. I go to the patient's houses, and I do the annual checkup every year for the insurance company. So a month ago I went, and when I go, I was supposed to see husband and wife, and I had made a joke on Facebook. I went there and everybody was like all anxious, and I said, what's going on? And there was like the wife just finished tying up the husband because he was trying to run. He hasn't seen a doctor in over 6 years. So they finally untied him, and he ran before I came because he didn't want me to see him. So people, especially the men, you gotta get checked out every year. Get your physical, not just men, women. You gotta do your pap smear. You have to do that. You gotta do your mammogram because if it's too late, if you do it and it's caught early, they can do something. But if it's too late, there's nothing we can do. For the pancreatic, usually there's not a lot of warning signs, and usually by the time you diagnose it, the patient have like two weeks, a month or so to go. It's that one much you cannot do. But the rest, if you do what you're supposed to do, that will be helpful. It can save your life. So to continue, Sheldon, so we go for the 5 days. The first, which is the Sunday, we wanted to do a church service as a group. So we still looking to see where we can get a church for all of us to have, a service on that day. The Monday morning, we're going to start off with St. Patrick's, and we're going to cover 4 clinics in St. Patrick's. And then in the evening, since St. John's and St. Mark's, some of the clinics close late, we're going to do those clinics in the evening on that day, that Monday. The Tuesday, we'll be going to St. Andrews. We're going to choose some more clinics there too. Wednesday, we're going to Carriacou. So Carriacou, that's our day we set aside for Carriacou. Thursday, we're going to do St. David's, and Friday, we're going to do St. George's. We're also bringing along supplies. We're going to have blood pressure machines, blood glucose monitor. We're going to check the pressure and stuff, and we're going to leave those machines with the clinics. Wherever we go, we're going to leave those things. We send them like 5 or 6 large boxes with equipment, supplies for the hospital has its own, because since the hurricane, they already sent us a list of what they needed, so that's separate. And then we have separate for the clinics and stuff. And when we get to Carriacou, we also have, along with the supplies, we also have a monetary donation for them. We wanted it to put into use for the hospital building back. So that's what we're hoping for. So that's what it is.
So I'm glad that you all are making it to Carriacou, and I hope that you all, when you say Carriacou, because a lot of time people say Carriacou, and they tend to reach to Carriacou and not to Petit Martinique. So I hope that a crew of you, at least a few of you, will be able to make it even on to Petit Martinique itself.
Petit Martinique, every 2 weeks we have a meeting. Huh?
Right, so if you all need help to connect with somebody in Petit Martinique, I know several people that I could connect you all with.
Okay, so I'll bring up that at the next meeting. I think it's next week, because every 2 weeks we have a meeting just for the mission. So I'll bring that up, and we can divide. Some go to Carriacou, some go to Petit Martinique, and because it's not fair to leave it. They already been left out, so we shouldn't have to do that again. They shouldn't have to do that.
Imagine staying on Petit Martinique and you're seeing what's going on in Union Island and the other islands and so on. You're watching around you and all you're seeing is all galvanized. So we can't treat them so. We can't do them what is being done to them.
I know. I feel it for them, yes. Yeah. I know.
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So that, like I said, I want to stress that anybody that has issues, they think they have cataract, their vision is going, there's something going on with their eyes, please go to the clinics in advance, because we don't have much time, Sheldon. Basically, September, you could say, is almost halfway, and then October rushes in, and then we're down there, and before you know it, it's time. Time is moving very quickly. So for those of you who wants to be checked out, or who knows they have cataract, or who, go down to the clinic, get assessed, get evaluated, and then they'll ask them, can you be put on the list? We have a team of ophthalmologists coming down with us. So while they're doing their surgeries, we will be doing the teaching, because Sheldon, I noticed that, I don't know if people just not interested in hearing, what they should do in the education, but it's lacking. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, because that's not time, but I noticed there's a lack of education, basic education, simple things that, people should know. Every time you go to see a physician, education should be done on anything. And another thing, we also want to stress, Sheldon, the importance of taking your medication. I know a lot of people, especially men, there are medications if you take, you won't be able to function as a man, and as a result, men try not to do it. Trust me, if you don't take the medication and you die, you won't be able to use that part anyway. So you might as well just take your medication. Okay? So people need to, if you don't take your medication and something happens to you, it's you and only you that's responsible. It's called non-compliance. So folks, please take your medication. I was in Grenada, 3 weeks ago, and someone came and asked a piece of aloes, Sheldon. And I said, aloes, what you need the aloes for? And he said, oh, my blood pressure high. So I said to him, are you on medication? He said, no. So I said to him, and you want the aloes to bring your blood pressure down? He said, yes. So I said to him, have you tried limiting your salt intake? He looked at me like confused. I said, salt. I said, if you have high blood pressure, you cannot eat all that salt. Try cooking less salt in your food. And he looked at me like he didn't understand, that he shouldn't be not using salt. So I'm like, I don't know if education is going on there, as the diet, because that's how we start. Instead of before I put a patient on medication, I'm going to say to this patient, okay, let's try this. Let's see if you can do it with your diet. You give them like 3 months, and if they promise yes, okay, if you have high blood pressure, exercise and watch your salt intake, stay away from packaged foods and canned foods because they have a lot of high salt content. So you do those things, and if that didn't work and you come back and it didn't move, your blood pressure didn't, improve, then you're going to go on the medication. But you have to start with those basic things. It's not just about putting somebody on medication, but you have to do your part. So that's basically what we want them to know, and signs and symptoms that you look for. Like colon cancer, what you're going to look for, and you have to get your colonoscopy. Well, they used to say every 10 years, but they dropped it. They lower it now to every 5.
So you mean I have to do another colonoscopy and endoscopy again?
So you have to do that. Now it's every 5 years. There are some people, like certain patients I have, that refuse to do a colonoscopy, and I will explain to them, and they're like, no, they're not doing it. But there's something else. You have something called FOBT, where you take like a smear of the stool and you put it, we have like a little kit, and you take a sample of your stool, you put it in there, and I usually give them a little box, and they put it in there, and they put it in the box, they drop it off to the post office, and it's sent to the lab, and they test it. If there's something abnormal, then, you're going to pull them again and say, look, this is abnormal. It's showing something. We really need you to go get your colonoscopy so that we can, do further evaluation. If it's normal, then at least that buy them some time again, and you keep, urging them and see if you can get them to change their mind. But some people, willingly, they love to do their colonoscopy. There's just a tiny amount that would say, I'm scared, or I'm not doing it, or I refuse to do it, or I don't do that. But that's very important. Cervical cancer. Ladies, you gotta get, I think it's 22 or something like that. From that age, you have to start getting your pap test. You just have to. Okay, some people might say it's painful. There are other things that are more painful. You just gotta do it. You just have to do it, because if you don't do it...
I've seen cancer patients, and believe me, the little discomfort for one of these exams is nothing compared to what I've seen cancer patients go through before they've passed to the great beyond, or even if they have not died, but the treatment part of it, the illness and what they have to go through, especially if it's gone a good distance already, believe me, it's less embarrassing and less discomfort to actually go and do your exams before.
Sheldon, when I see what cancer patient has to go through, the pain, especially I remember my dad. I remember the very last time I took him to the hospital, and he actually sat there and he was like a little baby begging everybody that passed for pain medicine. He was in so much pain. I brought him to the ER, and the nurse at the desk was like, "Oh, he has to wait his turn." And I was so angry because they don't understand pain is a big issue. And if I called the state on them, the hospital was going to get in trouble. I just wasn't in the state of doing all of that stuff, and I was just focused on my dad. But when you see them in pain, Sheldon, you crying too. That's why I choose not to work with certain patients and certain departments because it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to see cancer patient in pain. It's really hard that you see them now, and let's say next week. Sometimes it progresses so fast, and you could be talking to me today, you're eating today, and next week I come and you're so weak you can't eat, you can't speak, you can't do nothing, and by the next week or so you're gone. You know, the breast. Make sure you guys get your mammogram. It's very important. Very, very important. Especially if they tell you have dense breast tissue. You have to keep following up. Don't wait 5 years and 10 years and all these things. And then when you look, you have something there and it's, too long. It's too late.
And the self-exam for females, the self-exam as well.
Yeah, we're going to be doing all of those. We're going to be telling them all of that. And we're going to be giving them educational material. And also we're going to try to give it very simple, because notice when I say things, I don't use big words, because when you're providing education, you have to do it on the very lowest level. You cannot, if you're going to educate a patient, you cannot go there and be using big medical terms and the patient don't understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And then they come out with nothing. Because if you go there and you start using fancy terms, like for example, I think it was a month ago, I went to a member's house and I said to her, ask her about her hemorrhoids, and she looked at me, "What's that?" And I said, "You Caribbean, right?" She said, "Yes, she was from Trinidad." And I said, "Well, my grandmother used to call it pile." She started to laugh. She said, yes, I have pile. So you have to use certain words that for them to understand, because some of them would not understand and they wouldn't say a thing, and then you leave their house and they clearly don't understand and don't know what to do.
Yes,
but yeah, we just basically want to get them, to know the basic things, and to follow up. And like I said, especially the men, guys, don't be shy. If somebody gotta put their hands there and check your prostate, that's how it has to be done. I'm sorry, but
I think we have to go a little. We have to go a little raw, but not too raw tonight. Explain the prostate exam for men, please. Let them know what to expect so they don't get shocked. Like a good friend of mine, he got into the room, he was told to assume the position, and then he was shocked when the actual procedure started.
So if he doesn't know, you take your two off the fingers, your glove. Make sure you have the gloves have to be worn, guys, because we're doing that part there, and there's a lot of blood vessels there, so gloves has to be double up. And you put the fingers in the anus, and there's a way that you tilt it. It's a little gland. The prostate is actually a little gland right as you go in, and you have to feel to see, if there's any abnormalities in the shape, if one side is, if you just by feeling it, there's a technique, and you would know, if it's normal and stuff. And also you have to do your blood work, because you have to check your blood work, and you have to see if by that you will know if the prostate is enlarged by the blood results. So not just checking your prostate, but making sure you do a physical every year and you get your blood work so you know what's what. Mm-hmm. Okay?
And also, I think it's important for both males and females to understand that this is not something that you're speaking about only for people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I've known, over the years, I've known several young ladies who have died in their 30s. In their 30s. Yes. I've known of young ladies in their 30s who've been seriously impacted they've had to do their treatment and so on because they weren't doing their checks and so on, and things started to develop and they had to go and do treatment. So it's not a matter for somebody in their 60s and 70s and 80s alone, but younger folks too. We all have to do our tests.
And actually, people in their 70s, late 70s and 80s is not recommended for them to do it anymore. So we're looking at the younger folks right now, not just, because like I said, in America here, we're not looking at the older people. Once you reach a certain age, we tell them, you know what, it's not mandatory. You don't have to get a mammogram if you don't want to know. You don't have to get a colonoscopy if you don't want to know. You don't have to get a pap smear if you don't want to. You're focusing now on the younger people so that if something happens, you can solve the problem and treat it early before it gets too late. So like they said before, 40. And if you feel that you have another thing, if you have breast cancer in your family, don't wait until 40 or so. Go early and have it checked and make sure you do your monthly breast self-exam. Do those things. And then, to help yourself. You can't just sit there and, hope that everything will go. We have to take the initiative when it comes to our health.
All right. Nurse, we want to thank you so very much for being on with us and giving us all of this valuable information. You wouldn't believe the amount of feedback that I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of feedback here from WhatsApp, both on my personal WhatsApp, on the studio WhatsApp. I'm seeing the comments on the Talking Points YouTube and the Talking Points Facebook. There's a lot of information that people are asking questions and so on. I know you're seeing it as well, making their comments and so on there.
I'll look and see, and maybe according to what kind of topics, I'll come back maybe another night and talk about certain things for them.
Yeah. That's
important. I'll put out what it is, and certain nights like take a little 5 minutes and cover certain things for them, so to answer certain questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, Miss, thank you so very much, and do have a wonderful night tonight.
Thank you. It's my last work weekday, so of course Thursday nights I look forward to it because I foot go up and I relax until Monday again. So.
Right. Well, wait now. So that's both of us, but I doesn't really get to rest for the weekend because I had to go and listen to all these people with the lies.
Well, I say that too, but from Friday morning when I get up on the road, I can't stay inside. I don't know, sheldon, somebody pass on me because I can't seem to. I'm always on the street.
All right, my dear. You have a good one.
Okay, have a good night.
All right, my dear.
Good night again, Talking Points family. Love you guys.
And we love you. All right, folks, we've been speaking there with this Wendy Ann McGuire. She's out there in New York, and some very, very important. And listen, take it very seriously. I've known ladies in their 20s who have gone to the great beyond because they weren't checking themselves, they weren't doing their exams and so on. Things developed, gone. In their 30s, in their 40s, I've known people at all those ages that have gone. Don't think that you have to wait until you're 40-something or you're 50-something to start doing these exams. And so I remember the first time I went to do a prostate exam, the doctor actually was asking me, were you coming at that? But back in those days, they thought I was too early because I was in my early 30s and I went and the doctor said, well, will you come in and do that for us? I said, look, no, my father died with this thing. I am coming to check. Yeah, and the doctor, he didn't want to do it, but I mean, you have to persist, right? 440-737-7347-329-3101. And as I'm talking about people and their lies and them kind of thing, let me hear a thing here.
Talk about the CBI and talking about when we condemn the CBI program, Grenada and Junior, let me tell you something. The problem is not the CBI program. The problem is the people you have vetting the folks that want your passport.
Right.
When you have criminals, when you are sending your passport to criminals, that will demise the country. It can cause demise to the country. What we do, we make sure that we vet people who are applying for the CBI properly. Do you know how much people that we deny access to the CBI? People who apply for our passports? If we are doing the same old thing, we would have given anyone. Let me challenge anyone, or challenge anyone in Grenada. Tell me who we have issued that passport to thus far that is not credible.
Now, let me say simply here. Apparently, Mr. Williams may be a bit deluded in fooling himself into believing that he can fool all of us. He is exceptionally deluded to believe that he can talk that kind of nonsense and that we would take him seriously. Now, when it comes to the CBI program, the Citizenship by Investment program, or as some folks wrongly call it, the passport program, the National Democratic Congress attacked the program, the political organization and sitting members there right now attacked Grenada's CBI program. They said all kind of things about Grenada's CBI program. They said it was wrong to be selling passports. I wonder, it had one of them I played the other night where that disappeared too. I wonder if he did some way. He must there some way. Yeah, he must there some way. Because remember, I'm going to play something for you and I want you all to remember that this person is sitting in the same cabinet with him right now. This person is sitting in the same cabinet with Mr. Williams right now. So when he making those statements, just know you can't fool us because the tape doesn't lie.
I say this to point out a reality that we have been playing with this economy for too long. And that is this one of the reasons why I decided to get involved. We must become concerned about Grenada. We must produce our way to prosperity. Selling your citizenship, selling your birthright. Every time you sell citizenship, you make your country smaller for the bona fide, authentic, original Grenadian.
And that is what the CBI program is doing. It gives a person an opportunity to gain citizenship of Grenada through an investment. So you make an investment into Grenada and you are given the opportunity to have Grenadian citizenship through that investment. People have always been vetted. It is not a situation, as the idiot before was saying there, like people were just coming and you come and you say, okay, I want to be in Grenada CBI program. And you come and you just pay your money and you end up as a citizen of Grenada. No, that has never been the situation. In fact, Grenada, they had to ask us to ease up. Yeah? They had to ask us to ease up. Because this way that Grenada was vetting these people. Now, you have several layers of vetting. One, the FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit here in Grenada, they contact the home country of the individual who is applying for citizenship under the CBI program here in Grenada. And I'm not speaking about just now. That is how it has always been. So the FIU, let's say the person is applying from Nigeria. FIU Grenada would contact Nigeria and find out, are there any criminal charges against this individual? Has this individual been involved in any criminal activity? Even if they are not arrested, are there any ongoing investigations in relation to the activities of that person? In fact, there are several layers. You check with Interpol, the international police, basically, yes. You check with Interpol. You check with the United States in case they're looking into that person. So you check with the FBI and so on. You check with Scotland Yard and the other major world agencies to find out if that individual has been involved in or is perceived to be, because they may not be a criminal at that point in time, but they may be involved in activities that could lead towards that. So Grenada was going through the process of checking in their home country and other countries where they do business and where they travel to and so on, if there was anything wrong with the individual before the person was approved to the CBI program. So it's not a situation that anybody just walk in before and you say you want to become part of the CBI program and Grenada say, oh, you want to come? All right, how much you have? All right, here, look at passport. No, it's not like that. There is a specific way that this was done, a specific formula of how it was done. It was never a situation where Grenada just simply say to people, come, give your money and get a passport. And now, all of a sudden, that they have layers. In fact, remember, the Prime Minister is a CBI agent. He could say as much as you want that he ain't no CBI agent. He is a CBI agent. Which means that he was involved in getting some of the people under the time of the new National Party to be part of Grenada's CBI program. If it was a program that was recruiting criminals and crooks, then he's saying that his Prime Minister was part of an organization and part of a program that was getting criminals and crooks into Grenada. He's saying that his Minister of Finance, who remains a CBI agent to this day, was involved in getting criminals and crooks. So Andy, watch what you're saying about your fellow members in cabinet, because the chairman of cabinet and the finance minister, who is the man that had to share the money, you are saying that these two people are involved in an organization and involved in a program that was basically bringing criminals into Grenada. There was a very stringent, and Grenada has one of the most stringent. In fact, the very same Deacon Mitchell, on several occasions, I don't have the clips here now, but on several occasions, stated that Grenada has one of the best run CBI programs, and that was before he became Prime Minister. So what Andy talking about? But you see, he recognized and he realized that they're getting lash when it comes to CBI. He realized that they're getting a lot of blows for the hypocrisy when it comes to CBI. So again, the Minister of Everything, including nonsense, decides that he have to come and try and defend his party on the issue of CBI. There is no defense in relation to that one. The NDC and its leadership are a bunch of hypocrites when it comes to the Citizenship by Investment program. And we make no apology for calling it out as it is. Here is your leader of government business in the parliament in relation to the CBI program.
Selling your citizenship, selling your birthright. Every time you sell citizenship, you make your country smaller for the bona fide, authentic, original Grenadian.
So it's not
I say this to point out a reality.
That is not the NNP saying that. That is the leader of government's business in the House of Representatives, the Minister of Health, who we doesn't see, Mr. Philip Telesford. That is what he had to say about the CBI program. Yeah? The World Bank considered Grenada's CBI program as the gold standard because of the amount of due diligence that was done by Grenada in relation to its CBI program. Now, as with anything in life, and this is not due to the program, as with anything in life, people change. So you can have a situation where an individual comes in under the CBI program, they check with Russia, they check with wherever, and everything is okay with that person. And that person afterwards decides that they're going to get involved in some sort of criminal activity. And then you hear after they get involved in the criminal activity, not before, but after they already go through all the checks and they are Grenadian citizens, could be 1, 2, 10 years down the road, they're involved in something. And you hear that person carrying a Grenadian passport. That didn't mean that you let a criminal into the program. Common sense dictates that you let a normal person who qualified to be part of the program. What they become afterwards is different. You, I am sure, have gone to school with individuals that found themselves on the wrong side of the law. That don't mean that your school that you went to, your alma mater, be it your primary school, your secondary school, your university, your high school, whatever, it does not mean that your institution and the teachers there are producing criminals. Because they produced you and you okay, nothing wrong with you. But one or two students who went there, they might get involved in something, they may be involved in a murder. Does it mean that your school that you went to, and they might have even been in your class, does it mean that that particular class is a bunch of murderers in that class? No, it doesn't mean that. So it is a nonsensical and idiotic way to try and fool the Grenadian people again. Their party was against the CBI program. That is a fact. They had issues with Grenada's CBI program. Yeah, let me see. I should have another one somewhere here. Yeah, they had issues in relation to Grenada's CBI program. And I'm trying to find something here because there was another one that I wanted to play in relation to Grenada's CBI program. I'll find it in a while. 440-737-7347-329-3101. Again, Grenada's CBI program has been the gold standard in relation to CBI programs around the world by the by the World Bank. Yeah? Grenada's CBI program. So when people come to you and they're telling you this nonsense, you don't know what they're talking about. Huh? You have to wonder seriously, but what is people talking about? 440-7377. I'm looking for a particular clip I had here, and I don't know why all of a sudden the clip go and disappear, you know. Yeah, all of a sudden the clip go and it disappear. It's somewhere around here, but you go and it disappear. Clip come back here. Nice. 440-737-7347-329-3101. Because we even have the present Attorney General, and that's what I'm searching for here. We've got the present Attorney General and her statements in relation to the Grenada CBI program, and was recommending changes that ought to have taken place in relation to Grenada's CBI program, according to her and the National Democratic Congress. So they were recommending changes and saying that these changes should happen to the CBI program. And I'm talking and I'm looking. Yeah, because I need to find it. Yeah, because this is the thing. These individuals are saying things, and then when you expose what they have said, they try to pull back on it now. So the minister, everything, he busy running, yeah, the CBI. So he talk on the CBI. Then we heard what he said about Tevin Andrew, because he basically exposed the fact that Tevin Andrew is a bully. He exposed that Tevin Andrew went up. Look what he did to the workers in Carriacou first thing as soon as he reached in. The guy is a bully. The guy is a bully. And he's saying it, and I don't even think he have enough sense to realize what he was saying in relation to Tevin.
Be there in that hurricane with his people. So, you know, sometimes we can say certain things, but let's look at the action of people. And right. The action of Tevin shows that he loves the people of Carriacou and Pidimani. He's very passionate. And sometimes he is my colleague, you know, we tell him that all the time, he may come across a little harsh. But he means well. He means well. So yes, I am working close.
Do we have a caller online? Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Sheldon, we need to ask the minister. Since the NDC came into power a little over 2 years, I think the CBI approval has been almost 3 times more than what the NNP did in the last 8 years.
That's a fact.
So if that holds true, and that's based on their numbers, how could he explain that 3 times more, and you're talking about due diligence in checking? So it took the NNP 8 years to approve 1/3 of what you approve in 2 years. In 2 years, not even 4 years or 5 years, in 2 years. And you're talking about due diligence. What checks are they doing? They're just running a name and, oh, okay, all right, you know. So it's no way. And I could take him to task. It's no way he could talk due diligence when it comes to this CBI approval as compared to the New National Party. So again, Andy has absolutely no clue what he's talking about. He continues to gaslight the people of Grenada because maybe the due diligence was not done on him properly, so that, you know, he was able to contest and he did win his seat. And he continues to constantly, you know, talk about stuff that he has no understanding of. All we need for him to do is to come back and to prove to us the higher level of due diligence that that is being done by the NDC that allows them to approve 3 times more in 2 years than was done in 8 years. Thank you, Sheldon.
Yes, indeed, my brother. How are you doing, man? Hello? He's gone. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Every time I do walk with this thing, that's when all of this does happen, you know. Yeah, the clip that I'm looking for some reason has decided that it will hide itself. Yeah, so I'm searching all over and I cannot locate it. Yeah, I'm searching all over and I cannot locate it. But yeah, so they were the same people that were telling us, that were telling us all sorts of things about CBI. If it wasn't last week, it was this week that I played for you all what the present Attorney General of Grenada had to say about CBI programs. Yeah? What she had to say about CBI programs. And the changes that ought to take place in relation to Grenada's CBI program. In fact, it was Monday that I played that for you all, what the present Attorney General had to say about CBI and Grenada's CBI programs. Looking everywhere except the first place.
A proper CBI program if the officials around it are corrupt. NDC therefore demands that there must be substantial changes to the CBI law now. These changes must include 1. Making it a criminal offense punishable by long jail time to sell diplomatic passports. 2. Making it mandatory for the names, addresses, and countries of origins of all persons applying for and obtaining CBI status to be published. 3. Making it illegal for government officials to invest in CBI-approved projects. This is a clear conflict of interest. 4. Requiring stringent due diligence that is not influenced by government officials. 5. Removing some of the powers of the minister into the hands of an independent, qualified body. And 6. Barring persons acquiring CBI status from being able to vote in our election.
Now, the thing with that, I'll explain this to you, is that now, the individual who is speaking there, her administration has been in office for approximately 804, 805 days, give or take a day. 804, 805 days, right? Or 26 months, 12 days, 2 years, 2 months, 12 days, whichever way you want to look at it. They've been in office, yeah? And up to this point in time, not a single one of the recommendations that you heard her making there when they were in opposition has been put in place. None. You have the person sitting next to her, who acts as the Governor General of Grenada from time to time, former political leader of the National Democratic Congress, and the former Prime Minister, Mr. Tillman Thomas. Yeah? And they were talking, they didn't like CBI. So don't come and try and make it look like NNP lying on all you. NNP lying on all you. You all did not like CBI until you got a political leader who was directly involved in CBI. And from what John Public say, you all were funded heavily by companies and individuals involved in the CBI program to get into office. They funded your all campaign. That is what we hear. In fact, we are hearing the allegation that the CBI company that existed before in Grenada with the Kimpton by Koana and no longer exists in Grenada, that they were significant funders to your campaign, because you know the campaign, the laws in Grenada, you don't have to go and open the state to fund in your campaign and that kind of thing. But that is what we hear. And after we hear that, that particular company got a sweetheart deal after the election, because they had a court case they brought against Grenada that they could not win. And this administration backed off from the case, negotiated with them, inclusive of having on the CBI board a person who was working with the same company. You all understand what I'm telling you here? They had an individual that was working with the company that take Grenada to court. That person was placed on the CBI board of Grenada. So the same company that it was alleged paid and funded the NDC campaign for them to get into office, gave them the money for the campaign. The same company that you're hearing that about, a person who worked with that company ended up on the CBI board. Well, I hear they leave the board now. But that is another story for another night, because it's very detailed. Because that individual left the company now. Not the company, left the CBI board now, and they've replaced them with somebody else. But they are no longer on the CBI board. But how come they leave the board right after the company that they work for received a payment from the government of Grenada? Or you ain't find something fishy with that and something strange with that? Oh, and in the US election, they would say that that is weird. Yeah, there's something weird about that. That you working with a company that has taken the government to court, and it is rumored that the company that you working with funded the party that is now in office, that party, when they came in office, took you who working with that company that have a case against the government of Grenada and put them on the board of directors of the CBI. Something definitely was wrong there. Something definitely wrong. And as such, don't worry. As much as the sun does go across the sky, night does catch it. As much as the moon does thing, day does catch it. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. So somebody call Mr. Williams and play this way, man.
Program. If the officials around it are corrupt. NDC therefore demands that there must be substantial changes to the CBI law now.
She said no. And she is the chief litigator on behalf of the administration. She who is saying that it must be done now. And this was several years before the election. But it must be done. Let me hear it again. Several changes to the CBI legislation must be done when?
Around it are corrupt. NDC therefore demands that there must be substantial changes to the CBI law now.
And she has had the power to make those changes 805 days, 2.2 years now. She ain't making them at all. Why? Her political leader is a CBI agent. Her Minister of Finance is a CBI agent. Her treasurer of her organization is a CBI agent. Many of them are CBI agents and are benefiting from the CBI program at various levels and different ways, yeah? Because remember, you also had other people that had things to say about the CBI program, you know.
We expressed our concern that the government had approached the creation of this program and the implementation of this program in an incestuous way, or what appeared to the public's eye to be an incestuous way.
I wonder what he had to say now about incestuous relationships with CBI. Because the Prime Minister who signs the citizenship certificates of the people under the CBI happens to also be a CBI agent. The Minister of Finance, who provides the incentives to various companies who are involved in the CBI program. The Minister of Finance is who they write to when they want a tax concession, when they want a tax break. They write to the Minister of Finance and say, hey, we are doing this project, we are building this hotel, we are doing this farm, whatever. We would like a concession for the next 20 years, next 10 years, 15 years. We want a concession. We don't want to pay stamp tax. We don't want to pay this. We don't want to pay that. What can you do for us? And so, and the Minister of Finance is the one that has the power to grant it. And he's a CBI agent. So what is to stop a company from sending 20, sending 30, sending 40 people to his CBI company where he would make a couple $1 million and also on the other end be getting the benefit of concessions from the same person? That is incestuous. Yeah? So don't come and try and make it look like Ollie was okay with CBI all the time. Hush! We had the tape.
Were concerns at the time that Ms. Anandi Trotman Joseph, the wife of the then President of the Senate, was the chairperson of the Integrity Commission, that Ms. Anandi Trotman Joseph was the wife of Senator Lawrence Joseph, President of the Senate.
Now we ain't have wife and all kind of thing. Right now what we have is we have government ministers who directly involved in CBI having roles to play in CBI. So those people who own are shareholders or own CBI companies are the ones. But you ain't nothing to say now. You're quiet now, ain't it? Why ain't hold a press conference and talk about that? Yeah? Why does he not hold a press conference and talk about that now? Yeah? That is what we need to hear. 440-73 77. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. We are hearing him. He had all of that to say under the time of the New National Party, but he had nothing to say about it now. Yeah, I wonder why. Okay, let's check here and let's see who are the agents for the CBI program. And agents, all right, yeah, international marketing agents. Now I want to see the local ones. All right, so BSB Consulting Company, V Nazim. Wait, no, let me pull that up big. People might can't see what I'm talking about there. Oh, that is why he had nothing to say about incestuous relationship now. Because BSB, Burke Sealy Burke, Consulting Inc., V. Nazim Burke, Mr. CBI at bsbconsulting.com. Hills of Ice, Tempe, St. George, Grenada, and you see the phone numbers there. Yeah? Nice. So he can't come and say, yeah? So he cannot come and say anything about it now. Yeah? Emote block now. Oh, okay. All right. I was just making sure. Yeah, because I find he ain't saying nothing about like where he was repeating about incestuous relationships with CBI. But all of a sudden, he's now a CBI agent. Yeah, all you hypocrite. Don't come and tell us that we lying on all you. We not lying on all you. All you did not like CBI. Trying to give the impression that, oh, they're saying that. And they're just saying that. Again.
Selling your citizenship, selling your birthright. Every time you sell citizenship, you make your country smaller for the bona fide, authentic, original Grenadian.
And this is an individual who has sat in the cabinet that has sold the most citizenship in the history of Grenada in the shortest space of time. This same person, don't pull him back up there. This same individual there, he does sit down in the cabinet too. He there. The one who talking about you shouldn't sell your citizenship because you let me hear what you say again exactly.
Parity. Selling your citizenship, selling your birthright. Every time you sell citizenship. You make your country smaller for the bona fide, authentic, original Grenadian.
440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, 440-7377. Yeah, you can call and get onto the program right now. Yeah, and just remember right now, I ain't getting through, so just so you know, I had to go and... Just remember, you all had to go and, yeah. Those of you that looking out for the houses in Carriacou, but I have money to wave like a flag when they're coming around.
Come on, we have the one. I don't know. Who am I to look for your name now? He laid his hands on me, he laid his hands on me, Christ laid his hands on me. Who am I to see Jesus went and died on the cross? Up on the cross, he died up on the cross, he died up on the cross. I know me name. We have done. Jesus, you stand me way. You stand me way. Sign up me name. How you do? Jesus, you stand me way. Sign up me name. Sign up me name.
And folks, remember, you can also call us on the WhatsApp 440-7377. It's our final program for this week.
Into the sun. Oh, this seem like forever. One minute tonight. For your night of confusion. Wake up. And been on so long. Can I testify? For your ship has lost hunger. Everybody. For this storm got you gypsy. Everybody do so. Everybody. For your night almost over. Tell me something. He can ride out your storm. Everybody, say ride out your.
And we've got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Okay.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. I don't know if you could answer me. The opposition could place like a no confidence motion against the Speaker of the House.
Yes, they can. And
okay.
In speaking, the.
Because I don't know if you. Okay, go ahead.
No, the other day when Dr. Mitchell was on the program, he did mention that there are various options that the opposition can use, inclusive of a motion of no confidence in the Speaker.
Okay. No, because I don't know if you had a look at the narrative today with Chester Humphreys there and what he had to say about the whole situation. You know, it seemed like a little biased thing. And in government, you can't really have that kind of bias. The Speaker should be open, although he was appointed by government. He should be open-minded by casting judgment in Parliament. Anyhow, hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. The next thing I want to go on, the history teacher there the other day, I was trying to get you to here on Monday, but couldn't get you. The history teacher there, you know, spreading a lot of propaganda about Dr. Mitchell going on ship or what's not. What she should really speak about is real history. And I can pound this nail constantly. She should speak about the present Prime Minister going to Barbados to look at cricket 2 days before the hurricane came. That's what she should speak about. And then said, when he was asked what he has to say to the Grenadian government, the Grenadian people, he says nothing. I mean, what Prime Minister will say nothing to the people of Grenada? Come on. Say something. Say, well, it was already organized or something. Make some excuse. Although another lie again. But anyhow, have a good night, Mr. Scott. And keep up the good work. I keep on listening to you and enjoying your programs constantly. But I don't call in too regular now because I try to keep it short and sweet.
Okay,
that is all I can tell you. All right. Have a good night, sir.
All right. Thank you so very much, brother.
All right, Sheldon.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
440-7377-347-329-3101. Yeah, don't come and try to gaslight us. Don't try to change our mind, try to make us start thinking that what we know for a fact is not a fact, because we've got proof for anything that we put up as a fact. Yeah? We know it's a fact. So this kind of nonsense about, Ollie wasn't against CBI. Like if we are lying on Ollie, or if we're doing a program, Ollie getting fire on it, Ollie getting fire on it. Yeah? Ollie getting fire on it because Ollie is a bunch of hypocrite. 1 minute something good, next minute he bad. Once it's Ollie doing it, it's good. You know? Yeah.
And talking about when we condemn the CBI program, Grenada and Junior, let me tell you something. The problem is not the...
We have a caller online. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Scott.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm blessed. I'm just calling based upon this NDC minister saying when you sell citizenship, you make your country smaller. Well, they're selling so many, so we Grenadians, our votes are smaller because they're sold so many that they will vote and override us. Thank you so. Have a blessed night.
Thank you so very much, brother. And the thing is, yeah, if selling your citizenship making Grenada smaller, they have sold so much right now that they already sell Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Island, they sell Sandy Island and all. Right now, they may be trying to sell Bakeway and Union Island because no administration has sold more than they have sold, and in the shortest space of time. In the shortest space of time. So they come and try and make it look like, oh, people just saying thing and that is not true, and that kind of thing. Come on, man. They're trying to be the plaster for every sore. I keep telling you all that. They're trying to be the plaster for... You feel they're not listening to tonight's program? You think they have not listened and reviewed last night's program? Because they're going to try now to counteract what we're saying by just coming out and saying, oh, what they say is not true, and try to give some kind of half answer and half response to it. No, we are able to prove what we're saying here. So when you come and you lie to the Grenadian people and you say this sort of nonsense, we are able to clarify it.
And talking about when we condemn the CBI program, Grenada and Junior, let me tell you something. The problem is not the CBI program. The problem is the people you have vetting, the folks that want your passport.
Right.
When you have criminals, when you are sending your passport to criminals, that will demise the country. It can cause demise to the country. What we do, we make sure that we vet people who are applying for the CBI properly. Do you know how much people that we deny access to the CBI? People who apply for our passports? If we are doing the same old thing, we would have given anyone. Let me challenge anyone, or challenge anyone in Grenada. Tell me who we have issued that passport to thus far that is not credible.
And no, and understand this again. You go to school with people. You live in the same house with people. You grow up in the same community. They're on your cricket team. They're on your football team. They find themselves in some kind of nonsense. Yeah? They find themselves on some kind of nonsense. Does that make you a criminal? Did you help them become a... No. That is the individual, according to whatever influences, may have become a criminal. There are people that you might know, and you know, always know the person is a nice, decent person, they're good, they calm, they everything, and they just lose it a day and they might kill somebody, they might do something totally out of character. So you can't judge that based on now. A year from now, you might find 5 or 6 people that Grenada has under the program from Russia are under sanction by the United States and Canada and the European Union. 5 years from now, you may find 200 people at Grenada, because the amount that we have, you may find 200 people that are holding Grenadian passports are under sanction, different parts of the world. There may be people out of China, Russia, different parts of Africa, so on, and the Middle East. You may find that these persons have been sanctioned for whatever they are involved in. So you can't tell us that you got all these people under the program right now, and because you have all these people under the program and all of them are credible and that sort of thing. I mean, it's just total nonsense. Yeah? And when you listen, when you go and you do your research in relation to CBI programs, and you hear about all of these things with people who are holding a CBI passport and involved in crime and so, one of the countries you hear the least about is Grenada. The least you hear about Grenada. St. Kitts, Dominica, St. Lucia, them places there. We papa. The amount of names you could roll off the tongue you hear about that were involved in all kind of things. And it's not that they went and they looked for criminals and bring into their program. The people came in the program, they may have had proper intentions, everything. But who know what influences affected them afterwards, and they got involved in whether it was financial crime or whatever it is. Yeah? And someone is asking me a very valid question here. After this administration has destroyed the Financial Intelligence Unit, what quality of screening is actually taking place there in relation to the applicants that are coming under CBI? And that's a very valid question. Remember, the Attorney General is asking CBI, asking FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit, to look into the personal bank accounts of different people, look into the finances of people and investigate people on a whim. That's what the Attorney General is doing. You have the Member of Parliament for Carriacou basically saying he ain't asking, he telling that people have enough money in their accounts and so in Carriacou to fix their house for themselves. How does he know? Did they use the FIU to find out what is in somebody's bank account? And if it's so, the banks have some questions to answer. The credit unions would have some questions to answer. But he states as a matter of fact that them people in Carriacou have their money. He ain't asking you. He telling you they have their money to fix their house. So let them fix it. So since they have destroyed the FIU, and remember again, Grenada's due diligence program under its CBI program was the gold standard. In other words, when the World Bank was speaking to other countries about their CBI program, they were telling them that their due diligence should be like Grenada's due diligence. Yeah? We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Okay, we've lost that caller. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. It may have been on my end, callers. Give us a call back. And do pay attention to the phone line and mute in the background when you call in. We've got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon. You hearing me?
Yes, man. I hear you, man. You go right ahead.
Right. Just food for thought, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The previous NDC, before this one, the begging Keith Mitchell administration about declaration of assets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like, and I'm warning Grenadian people, or, well, not warning Grenadian people, I want us to let them declare their assets. They need 2 years going. Plus, I want to know how much who have and whatever it is before they went in office, and when they demit office, I want to know what they on their bank account, because they know Keith Mitchell 18 plus million because he wasn't afraid to declare his assets. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So just food for thought. I want Andy and them to start declaring their assets now, you know, because when you see they come out of office in the next couple of months or whatever, I want to know what's taking place, you know. Food for thought. Have a good night to the listeners too.
All right. Thank you very much, brother.
No problem.
440-7377. That's 440-7377. That is the number for you to get onto the inside. I realize something happening with the Facebook, and every now and again it starts giving this little problem. So we have to double check on that and see what's going on there. 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto tonight's program. Yeah? It cannot be a situation that every time people raise an issue and they speak about an issue one, you have a bunch of people that are trying to jump down their throats and tell them that they shouldn't speak. Anytime the Honorable Emlyn Pierce speaks about an issue, Andy Williams and others, they try to jump down her throat to tell her that she shouldn't speak about this or she shouldn't speak about that. We have a caller on line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello.
Hey.
Hello, good night. Sorry about that. Yeah, hello, good night.
Yeah,
We're hearing you.
know,
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go right ahead.
Yeah. What I call it to tell you. And these jack of all trade master of none. And they want to speak on everything in the government as if he's the minister of everything. And he's so dunce. And they have to understand that he's a dunce boy. Listen. Andy and them sell passport. A guy get the guy that the same thing with where they pay out the money $22 million US. They pay out. He become a canatist for Grenada, and then pay out a canatist, you know. Because if the man get a CBI passport and he come to do business in Grenada, and he take the money and he go and doing business in another country, he breach the contract. The government had a good case against him to make him pay. But they want to pay out the man. So they pay out canatists and they come in and talk about people that have bad reputation and people that is fraudsters and all kind of thing. Them that pay out, them they use money to pay out a fraudster because he defraud Grenada. I find, trust me, I find Andy really get, just trust me, I can't get a word to describe Andy, you know. Yeah, but they have to stop this line and them guys. But people be checking him anyway, people looking at him, yeah. Mm-hmm. Time to tell with him.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, caller, thank you so very much.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440, yeah, let me clear 440-7377. And 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, that's the minister everything, man. Yeah, including nonsense. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Good evening, sir.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. And yourself?
I am quite fine. You go right ahead.
Well, listen to me, brother. To be honest with you, I'm enjoying the program. I know a lot of Grenadians enjoying the program. Nonsense, this fellow's speaking there. To be honest with you, and you know, I wonder if those guys listening themselves. I really want them to listen themselves. What the song did and the clips that we are playing and the false code that they're really spreading across this nation and the world. You see, when the grip cannot, when the fox can't get a grip, he says, "Oh, we were selling passports like fish cake in the street." the other one say that we need to do a check and balance and make it transparent and make a list of all. Why don't they do that now? Why don't they do that? Why don't you do that now, Mr. Attorney General? And Mr. You see, the other bloke said they're not discriminating. People from Asia, Europe, Russia. When Russia countries been warned about Russia, right? Having the passport sold to the Russians. But he coming even in the parliament, the parliament of the nation, and announcing this manja papa. Listen, I don't know, boy. I don't know how long again God will allow us to go through this political tribulation. under this guise, you know. They're really not doing well. They're not doing well. The houses, the program last night on the houses, worse yet. My goodness, Lord help us. Oh, Lord. Anyway, bro, let's keep on doing what we are doing.
Of course.
Squatty.
Yes, sir.
Squatty, give me a call.
The Squatty. The Squatty listening. You get it, buzz. Hello?
Yeah, yes, Squatty supposed to call me today, but I want him to call me back.
Okay.
Yes, you know who is that.
Yeah, man. No problem, brother.
All right, good.
Great. Yes, indeed. I wonder what they used to say about selling passports again. Yeah?
We wish to take this.
Let me see. Where is this? No, not you. Yeah, let me hear. Let me hear what you used to say about selling passports.
And we wish to take this opportunity today to make it very clear that an NDC administration would put an end to the sale of the Grenadian passport, and we will scrap the NNP CBI program.
Yeah, you all remember that man saying that, right? Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, an NDC administration will.
And we wish to take this opportunity today to make it very clear that an NDC administration would put an end to the sale of the Grenadian passport, and we will scrap the NNP CBI program. We will scrap the NNP CBI program. This program, as we see it, is not in our best interest in the way that it is being administered. We must make it absolutely clear that as far as we are concerned, the Grenada passport is not a commodity. It's an instrument of national identity. And what must be happening is that our government should be acting as the custodians of our passport, not as the merchants of our passport. It cannot be that in the name of selling our passport, you are doing this without any regard for the concerns with our national reputation, the concerns with our pride as a nation, the concerns with our independence, the safety and security concerns, and the risks that it poses for business persons who wish to use the local commercial banks so as to enter into corresponding banking relationships with others. This, our government must not become, and our country must not become a magnet for criminals and conmen. All right, we should not.
Just remember, the person who's speaking there is now a CBI agent. Let me just remind you all. The voice that you hear talking there is now a CBI agent. Yeah. Let me just make sure. Let me pull it up there. Let me show you again. Just a reminder that the person speaking there is now a CBI agent. Right? It's amazing how people just change. When the boom swing, the thing rearrange. Yeah, that's the person that's speaking there. Yeah, that's the person that's speaking there. Let me hear what they have to say again. Where do you think go? Hey, think you can't move? What happened to you? You have to stay here. Yeah, nice. You have to stay here. You can't just move and them kind of thing.
That an NDC administration would put an end to the sale of the Grenadian passport, and we will scrap the NNP CBI program. We will scrap the NNP CBI program. This program, as we see it, is not in our best interest in the way that it is being administered. We must make it absolutely clear that as far as we are concerned, the Grenada passport is not a commodity. It's an instrument of national identity. And what must be happening is that our government should be acting as the custodians of our passport, not as the merchants of our passport. It cannot be that in the name of selling our passport, you are doing this without any regard for the concerns with our national reputation, the concerns with our pride as a nation, the concerns with our independence, the safety and security concerns, and the risks that it poses for business persons who wish to use the local commercial banks so as to enter into corresponding banking relationships with others. This, our government must not become, and our country must not become a magnet for criminals and conmen. All right? We should not be in a position where we find ourselves ashamed and embarrassed and worried every day that something terrible is going to happen to us because in whose hands our passport ends up. So we must make it absolutely clear that we will bring this program to an end. We will bring this program to an end. It is unacceptable what is going on, and in spite of all the calls, in spite of all the warnings, in spite of all the statements, in spite of all the risks, this government is simply turning up its nose at the nation.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but we hear he talking like that right now, yes? They said he doesn't lie. Hey. Again, just remember the individual you hear talking there. Yeah, the man who was saying things like that, they selling it like what, fish cakes in the market and thing, that what you used to say? Yeah, right now, you want to eat fish cake? Oh gosh, look, my mouse drop again. Yeah, folks, I just had to pick it up because I need to use the mouse. You understand? Yeah, I must use the mouse to do what I'm doing. Yeah, so I had to pick it up one time. Yes, folks, 4407377. Yeah, the WhatsApp went off for a minute there. Let me see. Yeah, so yeah, I missed 2 calls while it went off there. Right, so whoever was calling on the WhatsApp, give us a call back. You had a call now. Right, whoever was calling on the WhatsApp, you had to give us a call there. I think it coming through now. Hello, good night. Hello.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, brother.
How you doing? Good night, talking points.
I want me fish cake.
Sheldon.
Merry Christmas.
Sheldon, can you remember or recall from 2003 to 2008, how many times the then elected opposition NDC had walked out of parliament? Can you recall?
I missed that one. Sorry.
Can you recall how many times from 2003 the then elected opposition NDC had walked out of parliament by the leadership of Chairman Thomas? Can you recall?
A number of times. I can't remember the total number, but I know it happened a couple of times.
Right. I counted about 8 times. Right? 8,512 passports has been sold in 2 years' time. That's a big number, right? Sheldon, Brother Andy said on a program, there's no con man and no crook. So, to compound what the first caller said, I want to know what is the checks and balances that they honestly did for that 8,512 persons. And we want to know the nationalities. Because I know under the NMP there were certain countries that couldn't get passports, or citizens, then people couldn't come and be involved in this citizen investment program. So let us get a breakdown of the people and the countries that they come from. And lastly, the same Andy Williams, on the program he was praising his prime minister, and he was giving him 160 and so forth percent. And he was basically saying the prime minister doesn't show emotions. That doesn't mean that he don't like the country. That caught me. The prime minister doesn't show emotion. I'm sure you missed that. Shall I have a good night?
I didn't miss that. I just decided I ain't dealing with that one yet.
But you know me, I doesn't miss this thing. You will link up.
Yeah, man, thank you. Yes, indeed. And if anybody call it, they have to call right now. You have to call right now if you want to get through, because we are nearly out of time. So you have to call right now. Somebody calling on the line. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think there's a dial back. Yeah. So, right, folks. Yes, that is nearly all the time that we have for tonight. Nearly all the time that we have for tonight. Because, folks, I tell it all you. Oh, God, I think we'll take this one. Hello, good night.
Fado.
Hey, what go, Papa?
Yeah, dear humble fam.
Yeah, man.
It seems like the conversation about the gentrification was actually correct on the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have a question. If it is that the new administration is finding new grounds to break to relocate these individuals, who now gets access to the land that they have? Is it like an investor coming and buy up the plots, the land and stuff? Because more or less you're really relocating people that have a historical presence in these spots, family and all that, and you're taking them and putting them in a different spot. Who now gets the deeds for the land and all that? How does that work out?
You know, you're asking a very, very important question there, because that's the thing. For instance, in certain areas in Carriacou, the government has moved in and told people, oh, you can't go back there and build. And it's a very important question as to really and truly who is going to be taking over those areas. So you're correct. It can be gentrification. But you find that this class
also, I realized that the riders in them,
the
rider buyers now.
Yeah.
I noticed like they're jumping off with a lot of companies in Grenada. Isn't it a conflict of interest that jobs or government jobs go to government partnerships or people that individuals in the government are partnered with or have business apart from the governmental positions? Isn't that a conflict of interest? Isn't that like, almost like some insider trading kind of stuff in it?
Yeah, you see, that is why you had, and that is why the new National Party had put in place the procurement board. And in cases where you have things like that, it was supposed to be tendered out. So if they wanted, for instance, to do the advertising, you tender it out and different things like that. What this government did is say anything $100,000 and under, they don't need to go to the tender board. So once the contract that they have made with that individual does not exceed $100,000, it doesn't need to go to tender. They can sole source it to that individual. So that again is a very interesting question and observation. And no, it ought not to be happening like that. That is why you have procurement and so on. So that nobody could decide, well, are giving my family or are giving my friends all the work, so that it is tendered out. And even if it's advertising or so, you might say, well, okay, we want to give a spread. So they have a program, this one has a program, I'm going to give a spread. But when you decide you're only going one place, there's an issue with that.
Wow. Well, you know what? I see you got time, so I'm going to close up there. But before I go, I want to say big up to Mr. Hollis Mark, your killer. Listen to you today, you have some powerful words, brother. You know what I mean? You have people that are riding, you get me? Apart from them riders, they. See you.
Right. Yes, man. Bless up, my brother.
Yeah, no time.
Yeah, man. Bless. Yes, indeed, folks. And that's it. That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and everything you do, do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Next week is going to be a very, very, very interesting week. So remember, before you leave, to like and share. Like and share. Make sure before you leave, you like and share. And if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to the program or get one of your friends, your family members, your workmates, wherever you are, even the non-Grenadians in New York and the diaspora and so on, they love the program, because the amount of St. Lucians, Kititians, Anguillans, and so on that we have on this program, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Tobagonians, all of them. We have people from South America, all Central America. I have a good few listeners in Belize, for instance, and they're on to Talking Points on a nightly basis. And then you have the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, all of these islands, and they're on to Talking Points. So share the lives, make sure that you like, make sure that you share, and make sure you encourage people to subscribe, to follow the Facebook page, and to subscribe to the YouTube page. Folks, and everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to, I want to be speaking with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. I am out.
I don't know. Who am I to look for your name now? He laid his hands on me. He laid his hands on me. Christ laid his hands on me. Who am I to see Jesus went and died on the cross? Up on the cross, he died up on the cross. He died up on the cross. Sign up in him. We have that. Jesus, to stand me way. You stand me way. Sign up me name. How you do? Jesus, to stand me way. Sign up me name. Emancipation Park. How are you look for your name now? I have been through the storm. But it seemed like forever. One minute tonight. Everybody do so, everybody. For your night almost over. Tell me something. He can ride on your star. Everybody, everybody, say